Nikki Haley scoring the coveted endorsement of New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu 6 weeks before the state's primary. Sununu and Haley talked about it this morning. Watch this.
This isn't an endorsement to say, the governor, I'm endorsing her, so you have to get behind it. It's everybody is getting there. Everyone is realizing that Nikki makes a connection with individuals, not big government solutions. It's pretty awesome.
The momentum is on our side. People know that we have a country to save, and they know that it's time for a new generational leader. And look, wouldn't it be nice if we had a live free or die country? I think it's time that we do that.
So the former President Donald Trump still holds a significant lead over Haley in New Hampshire. Those are the most recent numbers, 45-18. Power panel Doug Collins, former Republican Congressman of Georgia, and Scott Bolden, former D.C. Democratic Party chairman. Good to have both of you with us today. Thanks for joining us. Doug, let me start with you as the Republican here, because this is about the GOP primary for starters. What's your reaction? How meaningful is this endorsement, and will it make any difference given the big gap in New Hampshire?
Yeah, it's not surprising. Sununu's been looking for anybody else besides Donald Trump to endorse, and it was not surprising he would go to Nikki Haley. It is a blow to Chris Christie, who was hoping to do a little better, but I don't think it's going to make that big a difference. You saw it's not made a difference with Kim Reynolds in Iowa and in New Hampshire. I mean, it is interesting here that we have opponents that we have momentum, and you're still 30 points almost behind the front runner. Most any other time, these would not even be covered. So I think it is important for Haley. I think she is a boost for her in New Hampshire in what little way it is. But I don't see this right now changing the perspective. Donald Trump is way ahead and on his way to win New Hampshire.
Scott Bolden, your thoughts on this as you look at it from the Democrat perspective? The system is pretty confusing in New Hampshire with regard to Joe Biden, who doesn't want to even go there. He's starting in South Carolina, and that has annoyed a lot of Democrats who wanted to have that opportunity to participate in having everybody on the ballot there. What do you say?
Well, I'm gonna confuse it even more because I agree with the congressman. The endorsement's not going to make much of a difference here. You can't make up 30 points unless you get a ground game going and money, and even that, I think, is still a popularity contest. Listen, the Democrats have control where they go first. They're going to go to South Carolina. It's a much more diverse state, and they've made that choice. I don't think that's going to make a difference. Biden is baked in as the nominee, and I'll be honest with you, if Nikki Haley gets any ground and wins the nomination, that's going to be a real challenge for the Democrats in the general.
Yeah, we've seen the polling for Nikki Haley versus Joe Biden. She's ahead by 10, 14 points, Doug Collins. What do you make of that when you look at how difficult it will be, as you pointed out, for anybody to get over that primary hump with Donald Trump there?
Well, I think the issue is also in latest pollings in the last week, you've had Donald Trump up 4 to 5 points over Joe Biden as well. Look, Nikki Haley is just a different candidate than whose name's against Joe Biden. I think if that was to ever happen, you'd see a difference in closing up because the nation is closer. But at this point, all Republicans understand Joe Biden is not something we want to continue for 4 years, and our nominee will be there. And I think Donald Trump, is in the position he is right now, would also beat Joe Biden as well.
Yeah. I got about 10 seconds, Scott Bolden, but what do you think about this impeachment process, which is looking like it will get underway, the inquiry this afternoon? Real quick, if you can, sir.
You got to have a high crime and misdemeanor. Republicans still haven't identified one. I'm a white-collar criminal defense lawyer. You can't have an idea of a crime. You got to have a crime, and then you do the inquiry. They're not there yet, but it's a political process.
All right, guys.
So we'll have to see.
Thank you very much. Doug Collins, always good to see you. Scott Bolden, thank you very much for joining us.